Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 4. This episode, we're going to go over Gambit's secondary powers, short-term and one-off powers, and things that were inconsistently used. I am Meg, aka Punker Ducky, and this is the Gambit Spotting podcast. Along with me, I have 3 co-hosts.
Hey, I'm Vonnie, aka Marvel Millennial, and you can find me on Instagram and Blue Sky.
My name is Riley. I am on Instagram as Cajun Cajole Art, and then everywhere else Cajun Hawk or Cajun_Hawk.
And I am Liv, and I am on Instagram as Call in the Spirits.
So welcome everybody back. This is our 4th episode, and we are going to go into the other things. I know last episode we kind of went down the rabbit hole really hard on Gambit's kinetic power set. There's a lot that we had to cover for that. This episode is probably not going to be nearly as long or as in-depth. However, there is some important stuff that we need to go over, so you have a good handle on what Gambit's power sets are moving forward as we start to go through his comic chronology. So, the main secondary power that Gambit has, and this is one that has been inconsistently used, unfortunately, because I think it's one of his better powers, is his hypnotic charm. So, Gambit is able to use, they call it like a subliminal psionic talent, which he talks, and when he talks, and there is some debate that it's through his eyes as well, but in canon, through Marvel's like official statement, is that the way he talks, he can exert kind of a subtle influence over any sentient mind. So that power allows him to compel others to believe what he says and to agree with him, or to agree with anything that he suggests. More powerful minds are kind of immune to that. It doesn't really work on telepaths, and it also does not work on anybody that is consciously aware of what he's doing, because they can kind of be like, okay, I know what you're doing, and shake off the effects of that. That is an important thing, because there's a lot of people that tend to think that in his romantic relationships that he uses this hypnotic charm as a power in an inappropriate manner, and if people are aware of it, especially people who are dating that do know what he does, like, they are able to shake that off. So it's not something that he uses to manipulate people every day. Like, the people that are close to him and the people that are aware of him are aware of this power, and it does not have the effect on them that it does on strangers, per se. So, does anybody have anything that they want to add on to that? I know we kind of were debating about the limitations of that prior to starting this episode.
Yes.
Liv.
So, one is on the note that you had about the eyes versus the voice, because I was reading through your notes, and I actually, that was kind of my epiphany. I 100% was one of the people that thought it was through his eyes. I did not realize that it was through the voice officially in Marvel canon. And I think that part of that was even going back to his first official appearance. I'm still standing by that. That was the intended official first appearance. So even in that one, he is talking to the hounds that are pursuing the DH Storm, and he's kind of charming his way out of it. And the way that it's kind of drawn is there's some emphasis on the eyes. Storm notices that he just, they're just lapping up whatever he's saying. Like this, he's just really, really charming them here. And there's one hound that's not affected by it, but he's like way off. He's behind Gambit on like a balcony further away, and ends up kind of ambushing him from behind essentially. But he makes a comment about seeing his fellow hounds being affected by this, and is like, that's a fun trick. Too bad it doesn't work on me. So my impression there was that it was, as you're looking into the eyes, it's almost like the snake from Jungle Book sort of a thing. You get like hypnotized by the eyes. You just kind of get.
I was thinking Robin Hood again, but that'll work.
Oh, that's in Robin Hood too. You're right.
Everything circles back to that.
Forget Jungle Book.
I think it's voiced by the same dude too.
Ooh.
I think it is.
Now I'm gonna have to look that up.
I mean, I feel like they all had the same cast for all the movies.
Yeah.
There's a certain time period.
Okay, well that just derailed my entire train of thought. Crap, hang on.
You're thinking of the fox again.
Oh, thinking about that fox again. Wow. Fox.
Son of a bitch.
Sorry.
Oh, I know where I was going. Sorry. Okay. So, but it makes sense that it's not through the eyes, because one of the times that it is explicitly mentioned that one of the limitations is if you're aware of what he's trying to do, that it doesn't work, was in the brief period where he was blinded. Because in that run, he's going around wearing a blindfold, so there is no eye contact. And Bobby makes a note of saying, you know, you can't get me like that, because that only works on people who don't know what you're doing. And Gambit's response is, you're right. And then he goes and starts using it on like a series of, you know, people with transport modes to get to Mississippi so he can go catch up with Rogue. Yeah, so he goes hitchhiking and charms his way into making his way to Mississippi. But that's without eye contact, so the voice makes sense there. But I thought that was interesting. Kind of, I 100% thought that it was purely through the eyes, and then kind of doing some digging. It's like, oh, okay.
Well, to be fair, I think a lot of people, like when they're looking at Gambit, do look at his eyes because they're so like different, obviously. So there may be like an unintentional like connection with that, because some people would be just like very enamored with like looking at, hey, those are different, I want to look at them, and then that kind of maybe catches their attention, and then the voice is what actually does it. So, I mean, men with an accent get me every time too. That they're just like, smooth talking,
get in my car,
silver tongued devil. Sure, you can get in my car anytime, baby. Like, I would be kidnapped so easy. I was
like, how have you not been murdered?
I don't know. Got this far in life.
The one from 2 episodes dragging you into an alley, like...
I mean, I know what I am. It's fine. So, I do want to say, though, like, with the hypnotic charm, it was forgotten for a long time. Like, there was a lot of time where it wasn't used. I think we had seen it kind of in the Gambit and Rogue solo. In that, like, run, he uses that charming power to kind of talk to people at the hospital and kind of sway favor for getting into places. And then it's kind of dropped. So the whole Krakoa run, it's not hardly used at all. And then it pops back up again in the new Uncanny run that started last year. And I'm really happy for that, because I feel like it was a power that was forgotten for so long, or just kind of intermittently used. And it's a really important one, because it goes to show you that, like, you don't have to fight your way out of every problem. Like, sometimes it's like the verbal judo and like the talking to people that can make things better or help kind of sway things in your favor, versus just fighting all the time. Like, you don't
punching
need
things.
You don't need to punch and explode all the time. Sometimes you can use your words like an adult, and granted, he has the charm behind it that helps kind of like push that into a more proactive, like, functional thing, but he still is using his words fundamentally instead of just punching holes in walls. So it's a nice thing to get back to, and he uses that a lot with the Outliers and the new Uncanny Run. For those of you that are reading it, like, he's got a bunch of kids that he's having to basically try to not control them, but guide them. Guide them. Yeah, guide them through like complicated things. Because it's not really. It's not a control. He's too
there's
relaxed
no
to be
control.
controlling.
There is no control there.
He's just like, hey, like, think about it this way. Like, do it this makes more sense, right? Hey, you want to do this, right? Like, it's mentoring.
Yeah, mentoring.
But he's using it in a practical application to deal with a bunch of teenagers. Because if I had to deal with 4 teenagers living in the same house with me, there would be murder. I'm just...
Listen, again, they wake up and be like, where'd he go? I'd be like, I quit. I'm out of here.
I don't got this.
I am not a babysitter.
Get that eye and we're out of here.
Yeah, I'd go with the dragon too.
For real.
He's like,
go play with the dragon in Savage
I don't know what's happening. There's a lot.
There's a horse on fire.
Yeah,
like,
there's a horse. The horse keeps burning shit down. There's a lot going on with that. But the hypnotic charm and him able to kind of like rectify situations through discussion versus just blowing things up, I think is a great element to have in comics, because it shows the softer side of Gambit, not just the let's go out and fight things. So there's a lot of short-term powers that Gambit has that are kind of like one-offs, or they're like random arcs. We kind of went over New Sun last time, And when we were discussing New Sun, there was a brief period where Gambit was restored to his full power set, and then he ended up burning that out, fighting away New Sun. That's something that we didn't touch on in the last episode. That's kind of how he technically got his powers back, because that little vial that Mr. Sinister saved of his brain matter. Middle comic science, doesn't matter. Mr. Sinister put that part back in, enabled him to fight New Sun, and then he burned out the extended version of his powers, basically, in battling New Sun. So, very short term, we had Gambit that has full untapped potential. There's been a couple of other instances where we have had a version of Gambit that is either temporary or was just kind of for a very couple issues of an arc and then kind of went away. The first one of those is Cosmic Ray Mutation. And this one I missed in my initial Gambit read through. Probably because I didn't read a lot of Fantastic Four, but in Fantastic Four number 2 through 5, I'm not sure the year, I'll have to look that up to put the year in this. He was exposed to cosmic rays. I need more coffee.
That's why it's so beautiful.
Yes.
Sephora.
That explains that one issue where he's got the L'Oreal Paris.
Yeah,
fabulous
L'Oreal.
hair.
He's worth it.
Exactly.
Jesus.
Wow.
So he was exposed to cosmic rays, which is different, clearly. And during that, he ended up getting a power set that was similar to
Slay.
Human Torch.
Sorry. I'm still thinking about it.
Thinking about them cosmetic powers.
Sorry.
Oh. Anyway, so he ends up with powers that are very
stop.
similar to the Human Torch. So he ends up basically being like Johnny Storm, but somehow more charismatic, which I think is far more dangerous because Johnny Storm in and of himself is already kind of there. So it's taking that up a level. He had the ability to churn his body into flames and to generate fire. And then at the end of that, it kind of goes away, and he does not have those power set anymore. So it was a very weird arc, but that was primary universe Gambit. It wasn't like a variant or something weird like that. It was him for a couple issues, and then it just kind of went away. So
He got better.
I'm glad he got better because I don't think we need 2 Johnny Storms running around. One of them is enough.
No.
That's enough on the female population of Marvel. Okay, we don't need two of them running around.
I actually hadn't read that run until you brought this one up. This was not on my radar at all.
No,
so...
mine either. And then I was like, what? I missed this? And then I was like, oh,
Yeah.
wow, there's a lot happening in that very short... It's literally just 3 issues.
Yeah, it's
And then
crazy. It's
goes
really
away.
short.
And it's funny, because I had seen there's other issues later on. I want to say it was during Krakoa, where Gambit is playing, poker with Ben Grimm. And I was like, how do these two, know each
How
other?
do they
And
know
I'm
each other? Yeah.
Yeah, is it an
This makes sense
AVX
now.
one?
Yeah.
I think, is it an AVX one? That one?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
he's got this.
Yeah.
He's got a prior connection with Ben Grimm to know him well enough to be playing poker with him, and then Black Cat's there too. But they're both fee scales, so that
course.
makes sense. The Black Cat connection with him always makes sense because they're tied together, history wise.
Yeah, they are.
But Ben Grimm, I was just like, Brayley.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Listen, I'll see
seeing
myself
Ben
out.
Grimm was weird, and now contextually
It makes more sense.
if you actually read all of the stuff that Gambit was in and not just the regular runs of comics that he's featured in.
Did they repeat that in the Lego feature? It was him and Ben Grimm again, wasn't it, on a card thing?
So they have this relationship that's not fully explained, I guess, but you're just like, oh, okay. They keep
Yeah.
hanging out. And
When
I get,
we're
like,
not
I-
working, we're friends.
I like that.
Well, Ben
it's a
Grimm is
wholesome male friendship.
He gambles and he's the cigar smoking dude. So it makes
Yeah.
sense. They have kind of that similar vibe together. So, but I was like, how did he just randomly show up? And then they're like, oh, he's known him since this arc. That makes a lot more sense than just me. One day he just randomly stumbled into him and was like, hey guy, want to play cards?
Yeah, they were in a ship that was exposed to cosmetic radiation together. That really
Yeah.
bonds you.
If it was doing cosmetic radiation, Ben Grimm would look a lot better. I'm just
Cosmetic.
saying.
It was that Sephora beam of cosmetic just so
Really get one of those. That would make
so
getting
cosmetic.
work for getting ready for work time so much
You
faster.
imagine
Can I
just
get one
going,
of those?
No.
Yep.
Yeah.
Move on.
Bam. Gorgeous, ready to go to work.
forget gift cards. Give me that Ray. That
Yeah.
Sephora Ray,
How do I get me one of them? I'm never gonna live this down, am I?
No,
It's just gonna
no,
be
no.
one of those things
Love
forever.
it.
Sorry. Stupid brain not reading as fast as mouth talks.
I do like that in that arc, his fire was pink.
It was.
And he immediately had a handle on the powers. Like he was already just flying, zooping around, doing Human Torch shit. Like
He's
Just
that
like,
good.
cool.
yeah.
Adapt and overcome. That's what happened. That would be cool, though. Like, to have the flaming flying power. That's just
Well,
my
did he
inner I
not-
like fire coming out.
Did he not fly slightly in the sun thing bit?
New Sun did. I don't know that
Newson,
Gambit
yeah.
ever
fly a bit.
Did he?
Yeah. New Sun can fly. That's part of the energy manipulation. It still doesn't get him any closer to a smash.
So in that,
Wow.
because you're the one that obviously just refreshed that, I have read 15 things since then, and my brain has moved past it. But during the battle between Gambit and New Sun, was Gambit able to fly too, or was it just New Sun? Because I feel like Gambit just did more flipping and jumping.
I thought it was
Yeah.
was it Gambit when he unlocked it again, like he realised he had the whole, I don't know. I think it was Gambit as well. I don't think it was just Newson.
I think it was the flipping around and stuff, because that was kind of one of the points of the battle, was that in the dialogue, New Sun is like not taunting him, but he's trying
Yeah,
to.
because I
being
think
a
they both go up and collide. They both
Yeah.
go up and collide.
Oh,
So
you're
they
right.
both fly up. Yeah,
You're right.
they both fly up.
Okay, yeah, they do. But
yeah.
there is that point being made that New Sun is like, oh, you cannot defeat me. I am all powerful, and you'll never achieve
Yeah, and I
my
can
level of
cheat or something.
power. And Gambit's like, cool. I didn't want to,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, cool story, bro.
Cool story.
I have no
Moving
interest
on
in
from
this.
You, sir. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to be you, buddy. You're kind of a jerk.
who can't dress?
He can't. As we've previously discussed. New Sun is a terrible dresser. Dickhead aside, the outfit killed it for most people. I'm interested because we're going to put that up for Smash or Pass to see. We put all our Smash or Pass up on Instagram to see if people vote along with us or don't vote along with us. I'm curious to see how the Smash or Pass for the next 2 episodes, or the last one and this one, are going to play out.
I've not
We'll
been
have to see.
doing well. I've not been
100%.
doing well.
Yeah, Bonnie's been
100%.
spot on with the Instagram vote for Smash or
I
Pass.
do not
She's in
have
tune
my
with the
finger on the
people.
pulse of the people.
She's in too. Everyone's like, maybe
She
this
knows
smashes
what the
every
people
time.
want.
Not New Sun, I don't.
Watch
Yeah,
everyone
have-
smash now.
I have standards.
Right, yeah.
I'll be them low. They are still standards, okay? Alright, moving on. This is my favorite. I think we're going to have a lot of talk about this, especially X-Men 97 coming up, which may include this general arc, is there was a brief period of time in X-Men 185 through 200, so it's 15-ish comics, where Gambit was the Horseman of Death. So when this comic arc came out, I was not in love with it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was
No.
like, eh.
Nobody
However,
loved it.
in retrospect, like in hindsight, going back and rereading it, I like it a lot better. I think it's just at the time I was just like, oh god, what the hell? But now, like going back and looking at it when you're not like in the moment, you're like, okay, this makes a little bit more sense than it did the first time around. So, as the Horseman of Death, he got new powers and new abilities and a new appearance. So when he comes back, basically, he goes to Apocalypse. Apocalypse hooks him up to some machine. They put some stuff in him. He drinks something, and then there's a transformation process. Middle. There's a lot that happens there. And then he goes through this process, and he comes out the other side with a remarkably different appearance. Most of us lovingly refer to this as Leather Daddy Gambit. It's like BDSM. Claremont was involved. There's just some weird shit that happens. Like it's
Yeah,
a very
that's all I
dark
gotta
leather
say.
look. Like his skin is like black, like death black, and then his hair fades out to like this kind of white, silvery white color.
Snow White.
Yeah, it's a very stark kind of contrasting appearance, and then his eyes, instead of being the red with the red iris, black sclera, they're just red, and they like glow red, and they look very kind of creepy and sinister. And along
pun
with
intended.
that, no pun intended, yes, because this is Apocalypse now that's creating this problem, not sinister for once. For once, it's not sinister.
Yeah. Right.
But along with that, like, he had Gambit's powers, but there was some extra powers that he got as Death. And some of those were gas transmutation, which was the ability to convert breathable air into poisonous gas. And this could have been really cool, okay? It could have been really cool. However, the people
like
on the internet immediately were like, toxic fart power. That's how that happened. Like, it was so fast. Like, you didn't even get a chance to be like, this is kind of cool. And so, like, Gambit has toxic fart power now. And it's like, I can't unhear that. So for those of you that haven't read the arc, I'm sorry. You're going to go into a calling it that now. It's going to be in your head forever. It's just going to live there. I'm sorry. So he could either create clouds of it surrounding, like, in the air surrounding people. Not coming out of him, mind you. He was... This is why I'm not sure how
manipulating
the
around.
But he manipulated the air around people away from him to make it toxic and poisonous, or he could do that to the air that someone had already breathed in. So if you're like holding air in your lungs, which everybody does when they breathe in, that's how that works. He could turn the air inside of people into a poisonous gas and essentially kill them.
Take a big breath now.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, that is pretty cool if you think about
It is.
how
It is.
it works.
It could have been cool had the people on the internet not immediately ruined it for me. So...
No, it's still cool.
I think part of it that didn't help was kind of how that was drawn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like
Little brown
seeping out from behind him.
Yeah, it was like greenish brown and
Yeah.
very like wispy and low to the ground, and it's just like, oh no.
Yeah.
Why
It's like
couldn't we
those
have made it
cartoons.
like red?
Just,
Like, I think red would have been a good color. Like, red.
Yeah.
Or use the
Yeah.
pink.
Or
yeah.
even a black, sort of. But I know
Like-
that would have been hard to draw.
Yeah, then would have just kind of looked like smoke, maybe.
Just have black panels. Just.
I mean,
Use your
Just-
imagination.
just-
smoke rather
Brownish
than
green,
like
gray,
a
those
green
are
or
all
brown. No.
Poor choices. Those were,
Yeah.
did not help
Anyways.
the situation at all whatsoever.
Very cool power.
Yeah.
The other thing that he could do is, instead of doing like his regular kinetic charge, he had something that was called a death charge. So he charged his cards, and then he would like touch them to things, and then whatever living, it didn't matter living or not living, he would touch them and they would disintegrate. So he actually like disintegrated
That's
people.
terrifying.
It's terrifying, yeah. So it's just like,
Nice.
instead
Dear
of just
God.
blowing you up, you
I
just
wish I had
melt
that.
away into nothing. Wow, that got real dark. Riley, are you okay?
There are some people.
Riley's like, bam.
Riley, you're gonna go on a list.
Not my problem.
Listen, customer service. You know. You know.
Oh my god, now I'm just visualizing like Deathbit with like
Can you do that through the phone?
the headset.
Like
working
you just
customer
have the
service.
phone and you're like,
It's like, no, you cannot have your money back. Bam. Yell at me again.
I know.
Messing with the wrong call center employee today, mother.
Yeah. Oh, if only.
Oh.
Like,
Anyway, the death charge was, I think, it's a creepy power. Like,
It is very creepy.
that's probably one of the more, again, I'm using the word sinister. It means other things. One of the more sinister powers that Gambit has in that run is that he's able to, like, essentially melt people
Yeah.
instead of just blowing them up. I mean, I guess, granted, blowing them up also makes their matter go into small pieces. However, it's very different.
it's faster. See,
It's-
with the death charge thing, like you have time to realize what's happening.
Yeah, you have time
Oh,
to
that
feel
makes
that.
it worse.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why
yeah.
it's so
That's
horrifying.
painful.
Yeah.
Just, like, melting away. Okay. It's like the guy in, like, was it
Moving
Indiana
on.
Jones, where he drinks from the wrong chalice and just melts away? That's
Yeah,
what I
he
picture
chose
right now.
poorly.
He chose poorly.
poorly.
He did choose poorly.
Let's see what else we got. Trajectory manipulation. So his power set. So instead of just like throwing cards and having the cards go wherever he aimed them, like he could kind of like use his mental powers. Like he had like I'm gonna say telekinetic. Is that the word for it? Telekinetic power, where he could move objects in the air. So he would like throw a charged card and then he could manipulate that card while it was flying to go where he wanted it to. Some of that, I'm guessing this is more like mystical, maybe, power set that gets kind of put into him through Apocalypse, because there's a lot of kind of like magic tied to Apocalypse's
Yeah.
powers. So I'm thinking that's where some of this comes from. It's not just like straight up his powers being changed. There's some kind of outside influence that's impacting them and changing them to be more like magic related versus science related. I mean, that's a very loose description, but
No, it makes sense. That's why I'm a lot quieter on this episode.
yeah, you're like comic magic. It's different.
Yeah.
Middle.
Well, let me know when
Yeah.
we need to sing the jingle.
Yeah.
I'll do it. Just let me know. Let me know.
Science corner. He also has enhanced psychic resistance. So he was unaffected by psionic manipulations that would usually affect him. So when his death personality kind of surfaced, he's no longer fooled or distracted by any like telepathic distortions or anything like that. He was essentially immune to those. And then finally, the last one that kind of ties into this Deathbit and what he was. And I think arguably this is one of his kind of cooler powers. This is something that we didn't see until later, when they kind of brought Deathbit back, is when he reverted death in limbo. There was a comic run where he was in limbo with another group of people, and the death personality took him over. So I should back up a little bit. Gambit still technically has death in him. At the resolution of the Deathbit arc initially, he was able to gain control and suppress the death persona inside of him. That being said, there are periods of time where he gets angry or he's unable to control his emotions or there's some kind of outside influence where this personality pops back up and then he has to fight to kind of control it and put it back in. So it's implied moving forward that this is a part of him kind of forever that will kind of keep popping up. It's not something that has gone away completely. So in this arc where he goes to limbo, this is after he's gained control of the Deathbit persona. He has a moment of weakness and it is able to kind of pop back up. Sometimes these are like tied to like self-doubt or periods where he's not like super comfortable with himself, and it allows it to kind of come to the forefront of his mind. And during this period, he was able to somehow like touch other people and convert them and like corrupt them. That's what they called like a corruption power. So he was able to convert them to essentially to have similar powers to his, and they would get the pitch black skin and the white hair and kind of start following him as a leader. Presumably that was, I would assume, Apocalypse's plan for him to begin with when he made them the Horsemen of Death, was to be able to kind of control people and manipulate them and corrupt them and build his army up. So like that makes sense as having a power that does that. It just wasn't...
Yeah.
It never got to that point in his initial... when he first came in as Deathbit. It never got to that point. They were able to kind of fight Apocalypse back. And
Yeah, I mean, he kind of got whisked away real quick.
he did. And like, there's a lot of stuff with the Deathbit arc. And again, we're going to go into this when we actually go into that run and we're going through like comic by comic and kind of what happened. But I think that the plot line kind of got abandoned very quickly. I don't know if there was a change of writers or... Because sometimes that happens where they're building up to something and then suddenly it's just like, okay, that's gone. Like how Gambit's Deathbit persona was rectified was like he was cleansed by Sunfire with fire or like
Cleansing
it wasn't really
fire.
Like there was a cleansing fire, and then
But-
he went to Mr. Sinister, and then
Mr. Sinister.
magically better. And there was no further elaboration.
And this was
on
this
it.
was like it was off panel.
Yeah,
Like, just trust us. This happened. He's fine
he just
now.
shows up like fine, and everybody's like, "Hey, weren't you just like?" And he's like,
A
"Yeah, I got better."
horseman.
Yeah, I got better. Was it
got
Cable that
better.
was like, "Weren't you like just death like
Yeah.
an issue?"
Went
ago?"
to a
And he's like,
retreat.
I got better.
Exactly.
I did some
Exactly.
yoga. I just had a moment. Became one with myself, and then middle got better. That's
Had some nice cucumber water.
yeah. It's very refreshing. I just imagine Deathbit with the little like cucumbers on its eyes,
Oh no.
just like relaxing
Yeah,
in the spa
exactly.
day. Yeah, just moose on enough to bring
You
back
got that
his normal
Sephora
personality.
beam?
That's what happened. They slapped him with a
Yes.
cosmetic beam, and he got
Yeah.
better. That's,
Yeah.
That's it. Turn back into Gambit.
There you go.
magically
Magic.
poof.
Magic.
Magic.
Marvel magic.
Deathbit
Like,
is
there's-
fun.
There was so much potential for
Yeah.
Deathbit, and I know we're gonna get into the nitty gritty on this when we actually do like the deep dive. But like there's so much opportunity for like just as a villain there, just going through his power set. Like that is terrifying. All of those powers, especially combined, like that is a horror movie villain right there. Like
We're gonna corrupt the air in your lungs so you can't breathe. We're going to melt you. Or we're going to turn you into me, basically. Like, we're going to make you horrifying as well. Like, none of those sound positive and happy. Like, they're all bad things.
And every single one of those is not something that you can easily defend against. Like, that's what makes it so terrifying. Like, you can't do anything about the air in your lungs turning into something else.
To make it not happen.
Right. He's going to get you anyway.
Yeah.
But there's also like just a massive opportunity for angst here because we love
there is and there was
we
some
love the angst. There is some, but there could have been more. Because like there's I can't argue that point. But yeah, there was one part early on when he's like first converted and he volunteers for this, which is that's a whole separate rant.
Right.
But where he's converted, but he's not fully converted like the other horsemen are. So he's in there. And after like kind of the first encounter, he starts having the perfect opportunity for angst of, wait, I recognized that woman. And I know her, like, I feel like I'm me in here, and I love her. And Apocalypse is like, love, hold up, we don't have room for that. We ain't got time for that. And is, like, threatening to, convert him further. And Deathbit is not as open to that idea. And he threatens Apocalypse with, like, oh, what if I use my shiny new powers to, like, turn your lung oxygen into not oxygen. And Apocalypse is like, okay, fair enough, I will not mess with you, but if you keep talking about love, then he's like, I will put your new powers to the test. And I read that line, I was like, ooh, opportunity for angst. And then it didn't go anywhere.
No, it just went.
Short-lived.
Just angst blue balls, just right there. Just
wow.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not.
Riley's judging, but you know that I'm right.
Again, why are you booing me? I'm right.
Why are you booing me? I'm right. Listen, I agreed with you until Meg said that comment. Like, I was over here like, yeah. Right.
And then you're like, no, ma'am.
No.
Sorry,
No,
Meg
ma'am.
made it weird again. Story of my life.
Pineapple.
It's fine. We're used to it by now.
This is why we have a word that no one used on me. You guys just let me say angst blue balls and no one...
I keep forgetting we have a safe word. Which kind of
I was
defeats the purpose
expecting to
of
be
it.
hit with a pineapple pretty aggressively, and then nobody did it, so...
Not yet.
Not yet. I do what I want.
I'm holding on to it. I'm going to use it at a good moment.
I'm sure you'll have plenty more, don't worry.
Oh, yeah.
So the reason that we're going kind of so heavily into Deathbit today is because he has this power in him still. So I know technically he's not Deathbit anymore, but as we've discussed, like that personality has come back time and again. And last episode we kind of went over Excalibur, and that in Excalibur, spoiler alert, he passes away very briefly. He is then resurrected through going through the Siege Perilous. But part of that arc where he's going through the Siege Perilous, the Death persona takes back over, and is essentially like he's like fighting his inner demons. Basically, he's like saying, "Look, this is all I am. I'm not this hero. I am not something that is worthy of being resurrected. I am this death guy. I am horrible and I am awful, and I should not be allowed to live happily ever after." Which again, it speaks a lot to his like mindset and his self-doubt. And there's a lot of other juicy plot details in there that were promptly ignored at the next run, but that allowing death to take back over is something that happens when he is in a moment of weakness, or he is in a moment where he is not comfortable with himself. So moving forward in canon, this is something that can come up again. Obviously he had, because when he is resurrected, that's still in there. Like, it doesn't go away. He's just able to control it. So I'm curious if in the future we are going to have more of him popping up in 616, or especially like this Age of Revelation. I don't know. There's only 3 issues, so like they're not going to have the chance to get really into it. But I was surprised with like Penumbria and kind of that dark influence when he was down there that personality didn't pop right back up. You know what I mean? Like, he must be in a really good place mentally for that not to have happened. So since they're guarding, theoretically, Penumbria in this Age of Revelation arc, like, if he's already emotionally wounded, he's already got a bunch of shit going on, and then he's now guarding the black hole underneath Haven House, like, there's a good opportunity for that to kind of creep back in. Just saying. I don't know that they will. They only have 3 issues.
I think this is just you wishful thinking, because you will lose your goddamn mind.
Yeah. If David Marquez draws a Deathbit, I will...
Yeah.
Where's my pineapple? I need a pineapple. Someone pineapple me real hard right now. I'm having a moment. Yeah. Alright, anyway. Back to where we're going. It's
they
important
wouldn't do that. There's only 3 issues. They wouldn't.
There's only 3 issues. You don't have time to fulfill my fantasies, but if you can...
I mean, who knows? Who knows?
If David Marquez can make that happen, just saying. It's just putting that out there in the universe, just in case it needs to be said. But also, it's very heavily implied in X-Men 97, if you're following that show at all, that Gambit is going to make a return in season 2, theoretically, as the Horseman of Death. It was very heavily alluded to. If they abandon that, I don't know how the hell they're going to make that work, but they obviously like have
the amount of people that would be so mad.
Oh yeah, we would riot.
I'm sorry, you don't have a post credit like that and then not.
Yeah,
no,
the post credit is literally like Apocalypse
exactly.
holding a burnt playing card, like dropping the word death. Like,
so
much pain,
emphasis,
so much death,
and emphasis,
and then like fade
back. There and then that's all the resolution you get. But it's it would be dumb to not use that. Like, they have to. There's no way they could not. I again will riot. There will be a riot outside of Marvel. Just me and my one sign. Like, bring back Legendary Deathbit.
No, we'd be with you.
Happen.
Yeah, we would be with you. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Okay. This is 4 of us.
Honestly, the way they do it this way is he doesn't have a choice. He's just forced into it. That's better than I choose to come to you. See.
Yeah, because the whole motivation of it being like, well, I'm kind of behind what you're getting at. I'm just not entirely sure about the way you're going about it. So I'm okay to sign up with you. Theoretically, I'm here to keep an eye on you so that, you know, if you do something dastardly, I am just waiting in the wings. Like, that is the dumbest motivation to go
he's done shit like that before, so it's not entirely out of character.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, I'm gonna infiltrate and help you make better decisions, and then...
Yeah, but having no choice makes it way better.
It does.
It does make it better.
For the
angst. For the angst,
exactly.
if nothing else, yeah.
Exactly.
Because now you're... Well, we're
I don't like how I've read, though, that there's the thing about that he died thinking that she chose someone else. I don't like how
that makes it even better.
That makes it better for the angst, in there.
Yeah, it does make it better for the angst.
Because she didn't.
Because... But
he doesn't know.
He doesn't know.
That's on her. That's on
and
her.
It's a great point for Apocalypse to use to manipulate him, though.
Exactly.
So it's twisting the knife.
Manipulate.
Because that's how, like I said, the death personality comes out in him, is those doubts. That's like, it's literally like a physical manifestation of his doubt. So him dying, thinking that he was not chosen. Sorry, spoiler alerts for those of you who haven't watched X-Men 97. You shouldn't be here if you haven't watched
You've
X-Men
had a
97.
year and a half. Get it together.
This is true.
Plenty of time.
Yeah.
But having him die thinking that she chose someone else, like, sets him up to be in the mindset where Apocalypse can take that and use it to his advantage. So when he
worthless.
brings him back to life, he could be like, look, you have no one, but you have me.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can use that to manipulate people.
Oh,
and
I love it.
I'm going to touch on a sensitive topic from X-Men 97. Is that same kind of power dynamic is why I have issue with the Rogue Magneto thing in X-Men 97.
Yeah.
Specifically because he's like, I can touch you, no one else can. And it's a different level, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it's the same manipulation intent. And I don't like that. I don't... But it can be played for angst, And I don't mind it being played for angst, but I don't like it when it's played for, like, manipulation. Like
relationship manipulation.
Like relationship manipulation.
Yeah.
I don't think that's right. But in, like, it's appropriate of a use with, like, the Apocalypse Deathbit. Like, that makes sense. Like, because Apocalypse is a bad guy, and he's trying to manipulate the good guy to do shit for him.
Yeah.
That's the only extent where I will be like, plotline accepted. I'm okay with that. But it gets really weird. Like, moving forward, if just Deathbit appears and he's just like, he doesn't have that, he just, like, willingly goes with him. Like, I don't think that Gambit, even if resurrected as Deathbit, would willingly go with Apocalypse without some kind of feeling of abandonment or that he was hopeless. Like, there has to be that there, otherwise it just kind of doesn't make sense. So they're going to have to tie into it a little.
It's either going to have to be that he's, like, manipulating him, or it's a complete, like, amnesia, mind wipe, like, it's a shell of Gambit, but it's not.
Ooh,
like,
I don't know if I would like that.
Like
I think the manipulation
not home right
works.
now.
Yeah, the manipulation
I think, like,
with the angst sort of remembering parts of it kind of plays to that.
Remember, I brought you back. You owe me.
Remember it.
Yeah.
See, and I really think, like, this is my other little hill to die on, that at some point in that arc in X-Men 97, if, like, Rogue does not look him in the eyes and be like, your name is Gambit, remember it, I will scream. Because that's such gold. Like, to use his own line.
Oh my god, I got chills.
She's bringing it back.
I'll turn it off.
She has to.
That cheese.
Has to.
I'm also going to toss in the Rogue always comes to Gambit's rescue. I need that worked in there somewhere.
1,000%.
Little threads.
I haven't got my notebook for it, but I broke down every line that they kind of said and tried to.
Did you get your board out?
With her out again.
Exactly.
I'll have to find that for another episode. But I broke down because I thought it was gonna come back in later episodes.
It may.
So if and I'm saying if, like, it's not going to happen. If Deathbit is brought into X-Men 97 Season 2, it's going to happen. It better happen. They have some really delicious powers to explore. Like I said, we've already gone over, like, the gas transmutation, like, terrifying. The death charge, terrifying. Being able to corrupt everyone. Can you imagine him just, like, going to the X-Men, just, like, start touching random people and just corrupting
just
them
touching
all?
everybody.
Like, oh my, that's all it would take. It's literally all it would take.
That'd be great.
So much potential. Oh, so
yeah.
I think we're at a good stopping point with Deathbit. Obviously, we're going to go more into him when we get into those arcs in the comics, but it is, again, important to know that he is still in there. That personality is still in there in 616 Gambit, and once it becomes part of him, it stays a part of him essentially forever. They have not technically purged it yet. So he still has the potential for those powers should he turn more villainous. It's just in there. It's a thing. The other thing that I wanted to touch on is a power that comes up when he is blinded. And I know Liv has a bunch of notes on this one, so I'm going to let her kind of go off a little bit after I introduce it.
Let me go off. I love that. Okay.
I'm going to let her tangent. Is in X-Men Volume 2, number 162, Gambit throws a card and it ends up like it was in his hand and it ended up exploding in his face. And during that, he's temporarily blinded. As we discussed in the previous episode, he ends up being healed, like he self-heals with Sage helping augment his powers. But during the period where he was blind, he had an additional ability of precognition, where he could see the future in his playing cards, right? Like, he held up a card and it showed him the future, essentially. Your thoughts on that?
I have a couple on that, yeah. One, that's the summary of that. Because it's used once. It is used once, and
I think this is another case. I think where the writer left and they just.
I think that happened a lot in this in this specific time period, and I have notes on that. We'll go into that later, but yeah, because I remembered it. And I misremembered it. I thought that it happened a couple times, so I went back and I looked. No, once. And he has a card in his hand. He's doing his whatever, like, rehab that he's supposed to be doing with somebody, and she's, like, just left the room, left him in there or something. So he's like, my person that I'm supposed to be working with is not here, so I guess I can, like, take off my little blindfold and see if I can see anything, because he's supposed to be, you know, recovering and wearing that. Because he's a bad patient, you know, it happens. He waits until I'm talking, and then he attacks my ponytail. Gumbo has joined us, for those who are not watching the video.
Gumbo would like you to spend money on his OnlyFans, where he just shows cat butt in the camera.
Yes. But yeah, so he then looks down, can't see anything else, but his the playing card in his hand is showing an image of this school being attacked. And he's not supposed to be able to see anything, so understandably he's like, what? So then we immediately cut to him trying to find someone in this, you know, big mansion, and apparently nobody's around, which seems weird. With this very important information of, I saw something, my blind ass saw something, and it appears to be a premonition in my playing card. And the only person he can find is one student who, I'm sorry, she sucks.
Yeah,
She is the worst. I don't think that she ever pops up again.
Wow.
I think her name is Mindy, and she's terrible.
Poor Mindy.
No, screw
Mindy's
Mindy.
just
Mindy
trying
sucks.
to live. She's just
No.
out here trying to live.
Mindy
Wow.
doesn't know
Not very
how
well.
to handle
She's
her
doing a terrible
business.
job.
Yeah, she's doing a bad job. But yeah, so he's like trying to warn imminently, like, hey,
funny.
school's about to be attacked. And so the information isn't going anywhere because, well, one, Mindy sucks, and two, then
Yeah,
between
did she
when
not
he's
say, can you wait a minute?
yes,
I'm pretty sure she says, can you wait a minute?
yes, she's playing piano, and she's like,
Important.
I'm sorry.
Let me finish.
Like, I'm
How
sorry,
dare you.
Mr. Legacy X-Man, who's been here for a while, and I'm just, you know, as a teenage student, can you wait until I'm done with my sonata? Like,
I just picture her, like, playing.
And
then all of a
I'm
sudden
in
I
a
had
good flow right
Snoopy.
now. Do you freaking
Yes.
mind, sir?
yeah, and because she's being a butthole, between that and, like, there's no payoff for him having this premonition, because then immediately the school's attacked. So he got to tell nobody. This did not help the situation at all. The school's being attacked. And then I thought after that, I'm like, okay, it pops up again, right? Because we got immediately distracted by, I'm sorry, I'm getting my crazy eyes and my hands out again. I
This
can
is great.
feel it.
The string board is out, you guys. The string board is out.
Your blood pressure is rising. Here it goes.
But yes, this attack on the school goes for the rest of this issue, the next issue. They're a little distracted. He doesn't get to actually talk to anybody about, hey, I suddenly am apparently a precog, who knew? And then the issue after that is the Christmas issue, in which he's magically restored his sight.
Christmas present.
But so what was the point of that?
Nothing. Because they changed
Okay, is it ever going to come up again? Because, like, I think that is a cool opportunity for it being like, okay, so he can't traditionally see, so, but he's got these, like, oracle powers to make up for it. Like,
I
okay,
have thoughts.
that's kind of cool. I like that. Oh, okay. Oh,
And a little J feather.
I have thoughts.
Okay.
Because you're like, oh, is this ever going to come up again? I don't know if you guys have noticed, but in the solicits and the covers for Unbreakable X-Men, Gambit is wearing a blindfold.
Oh!
Yep.
Ooh, that is some tinfoil
But
hat
in some of
conspiracy
the
theory, and I'm here
covers-
for it.
In some of the covers, he's not.
He's not. You're right.
So I'm wondering, either this is something that happens where he just gets blinded in the middle of it, or if wearing that allows him to tie into those precog abilities that he previously had. Because maybe
Liv's
it's not
mind is just
necessarily...
blown right now.
Yeah, maybe it's not necessarily if he is blinded, but if his sight is impaired. So if he's, like, covering his... That might be something that
Okay.
he can do.
It
Because it's
brings
never
that
really,
out.
like, elaborated on if it's just because of its blindness, or he happens to
Yeah.
notice it because of his blindness. So, like, people that aren't blind don't generally, like, close their eyes and look at shit. Like, it's not something that's going to
Right,
come up.
right.
So
Yeah.
it may be something that becomes apparent later. Like, he's like, oh shit, I can still do this. And it was just kind of forgotten about and never elaborated upon.
I would be cool with that.
You just squeaked, by the way. Like, you're just like,
Yeah.
just say. And he's got the same,
Yeah.
like, it's the same, like, blindfold, like, it's the same look. Like, it's not just, like,
Like when he was blinded, yeah.
oh, he's blinded, he's wearing sunglasses. Like, he's wearing a bandage around his eyes.
That's a nice connection.
I like that.
Yeah.
Stringboard.
Yeah.
I'm here for the stringboard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
middle.
one of the covers on number 2, it does look like he's in the forefront, and the way they've got the characters behind him, it does look very kind of in your mind, sort of sort of drawn. So could be onto something there.
Could be. This is a plot line picked up how many years later?
Like, so I think this
when
was
was X-Men Volume
2006,
2?
so almost
Yeah, it was
20
like-
years.
And so,
It's
like,
been-
he saw
Oh my god,
something
that's almost
happen.
20 years?
Something bad happened. And now he's
Now Liv's
sad.
having another existential
Oh, I
crisis.
don't
Yeah,
like
she is.
that.
She is,
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm sorry we're old, Liv.
You get used to it.
Yeah,
Don't worry,
no
you
you
get
don't.
used to
You never get used to it. Don't listen to him. It
Oh,
hurts every time.
No, the 90s was like 10 years ago. That's how this works.
Yeah. It's like last week.
Yeah.
We're all completely normal, still teenagers. Yes. I can't even say that with a straight face. So the precognition, that is something that we might get again. Hopefully. Really.
Maybe.
So I wanted to bring it up because I was like, this is an important power that he
Yeah.
has that can
That'd be
gets
cool.
disregarded. However, there is a potential if he is blinded again that it would come right back, or if he has figured out another way to. What's the word I'm looking for? Like where something like forces a change, like instigator. Nah, it's not the right word.
Catalyst.
Catalyst. There we go. There,
Forces
you're
See, it's a
learning it.
good ass
Growing up.
word.
It's a good word. It's a catalyst for driving that power back into the forefront.
As long as we
There's
don't get
potential.
Mindy again.
Mindy, watch her pop up.
Playing piano in the background.
If you get nothing else from this episode,
Exactly.
Mindy is
is the
shitty
worst.
X-Men. She's the worst.
She's like,
Does she
I
ever
will
even come
finish
back
my
up?
song on the pages.
No. There were a couple people that I'm like, I don't know if they were named previously, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna go back like 10 issues and see if a random, ex-child is actually important. But there were a couple that I'm like, who is this person who's just like
See what
name
happens.
dropped once?
He gets better, and he's like, expel that bitch. She didn't help me. And they kick her out of the school. That's why we
terrible.
never see her. You know what's horrible? I know
That's gonna be an
Several
insult now
people-
instead of Karen. Mindy.
Mindy.
you, Mindy,
Sorry
I know
for the
several
Mindys out
people-
And
there,
it's
but
spelled with 2 E's.
that would be like that. I know people that would legitimately do that. They'd be like, no, I'm busy thinking of number 1 over here. Like, you're trying to warn me of danger is irrelevant.
oh no.
People like that exist in the world. There are Mindys out there.
Oh yeah.
She also calls him an idiot. So there's that. Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, because like Sabretooth comes in and
Extra.
he's like attacking her, and he's like trying to throw cards, but he's like, he's a little blind, and
Just a little
but
bit.
I mean, even then
a
with
touch.
all the training and stuff, like I would assume that he's pretty good at figuring out the general direction that he needs to throw a card, right?
Yeah.
And this is just it's a phase where again I've got a rant in the chamber here for later, but it's this like weird time period where he was just massively incompetent and just bad at everything for a while and very like out of character for a time period. So he's like trying to assist her. She's being attacked by Sabretooth, and she's like, don't throw cards blind, you idiot. You're gonna blow me up. And it's like,
You're gonna
okay,
blow
you know
my
what?
piano.
You can get eaten.
You know,
That's
that was
fine.
intentional. I think he was aiming at her because she's a pain in the ass. It's like,
Yes.
right.
I've got beef with Mindy now.
when I get the deathbit powers, you're the
Mindy.
first to go, Mindy.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
That's why we
The
never see her again. You found her.
the eating up
It's like-
powers. What was that one?
Remember that time
Death
you
charge.
talked shit?
Yeah, the death
Call
charge.
me an idiot.
Death charge her. Mm-hmm. That's it. Bye. Rip. Rip Mindy.
Oh, poor Mindy. No, poor Mindy. Screw Mindy. Yeah, that's gonna be an insult from now on. We're just gonna be like,
Mindy with 2 E's. What in the world?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Hey, at least it's
Her
not like
parents
Mindy,
set her
but
up
it
for
ends in
failure.
EIGH.
Oh God.
No. Her parents trying to be
That's-
cute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were
Tragedy.
Yeah. Oh no.
I think I'm in that.
Have you
Facebook
not
group.
heard
Yeah.
that?
There's a Facebook group. It's called like that name is a tragedy, and it's spelled like TRADGIH.
Oh no. No.
Oh, it's hilarious. But there's like people that find things in the wild, and they're like, "Look at this baby name," and you're like, "Dear God."
Listen, Amber could tell us some crazy names she sees. Baby names.
We're going to go off on a tangent here because I have a good one for you.
Oh, okay.
It was Haydeigh. What do you think that name is?
Haiti? What is it?
It was a Heideigh.
Heidi.
Is Heidi.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Yeah.
Yeah. I had to read
I'm
that
really
like
proud of
7
that.
times, and then I was like, Heidi? Oh, I'm sorry, it wasn't an H, it was a J. The first letter was a J.
Oh.
Right. Oh.
Yeah. That hurt my brain for days. It's still living in there. It's going to be in there forever, I think, for until I die. Like, because I was like, Jada? And they're like, Heidi. And I'm like, no.
Jada.
That is...
In what
give
universe,
me the child.
honey?
You're not allowed to name children anymore. And that's a lot of consonants and vowels and too much
people
happening.
trying to be cute and original and whatever happened to Stephanie, like
To be fair, they stopped using that because most Stephanies that I know are... Never mind. I'm not going to go into that. Use the name
well, I have
anymore.
a cousin and we don't talk about her, so
See? It's a Stephanie thing.
yeah.
It's like the female equivalent of... What's the guy name that everybody's like an asshole?
Chad?
Yeah, Chad, yeah.
It's like the female Chad.
Kyle?
Oh no, Kyle,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's another
Chad
good
and Kyle.
Yeah. Stephanie's hanging out with Chad and Kyle. That's how it is. Sorry for any Stephanies that are listening. I don't mean it. Be nice to me.
Yes, you do.
Otherwise, you're setting precedent for the rest of the Stephanies. You're speaking for all
Change
of them.
your name.
Don't prove her right.
Go by
Do
your
not
middle
prove me
name.
right. Do not make me. That's gonna quote X97.
Oh my god.
Alright, so we're moving on to inconsistently used powers now. This is a lot of the shit that we covered in the last episode, like his self-healing, again, very rarely used, inconsistently used, but still in the power set. The Dissolution, where he can make objects pull themselves apart and melt down, not frequently used. Again, he didn't even use it in Uncanny X-Men when he had a perfect situation with ice. He had an opportunity to melt his wife out of ice, and somehow didn't think to use it, even though he's
I
done
think
that exact same thing before.
he knew that she was really pissed off, and he's like, I'm just gonna give her a timeout for a minute. Just
Literally let her cool off. Yeah, let her cool off here.
We are
Hothead.
full of puns, everyone. She needs a moment. We'll come back
She
to her.
needs a moment. Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's back to that same like little 3-issue funky arc situation where it was like he's blind, he's not. And it's the jump starting of his regenerative powers or self-healing powers, however you want to call it, by Sage. That whole thing was slapped together, I swear to God.
Yes.
Because we have, again, blind, then precog for one vision that was told
That's all
to
it
be an
takes.
idiot.
Okay.
Told
And
you an idiot. The village idiot.
Screw you, Mindy. Anyway.
and then literally as the next issue after we're done attacking the mansion is it's Christmas time and we're doing like 117 different little side feel-good stories and whatever, and there's this moment of this character named Josh. Does anyone know who Josh is?
Of course it's Josh.
Can someone does anybody know?
You Josh.
Because I literally have in my notes Josh parentheses who is Josh with like
just there.
three question marks.
It's Mindy's boyfriend, duh.
Yeah, it's Minnie's boyfriend, did you know?
Okay.
They're very serious.
Like if anybody out in the universe listening to this, if you know who Josh actually is, please seriously like just clarify that, because I tried
Josh.
looking it up and I couldn't find anything and I didn't feel like rabbit holing that hard. But yeah, we have like Josh is on the phone with a mystery person in the background and he's like, yeah, I did everything you said. He's ready. Are you sure there's no other way? And it's like, what is happening? This is happening in the background. Yeah, it's happening in the background of like everybody preparing for these festivities. And then like the next thing we have is Gambit like wandering through the snowy grounds, the woods. And again, this whole like setup and the dialogue, they feel so weird and out of character. Because apparently he's under the belief that he's going to go meet up with Rogue, that she's waiting for him in the woods. Like, that's how he gets, like, lured out there.
Because she would call a blind man out to the woods to meet up with her.
Yes, absolutely.
Listen, I'm gonna say there were a lot of points in Gambit's Marvel life, if you will, that writers didn't like him.
Yeah. This was one of them. This was very much one of them.
They were just like, just get rid of him.
Yeah.
Get him out of the way for a moment.
So, in this
Because he's an idiot.
Yeah, he's portrayed like an idiot in this whole thing. Like, in his whole thing, he's like, oh, Rogue, are you there? Like, I hear you're out, looking for, like, he's, like, calling out to her while he's walking over her. And he makes this most dumb comment about, like, oh, are you under the mistletoe tree? Like, what is happening here?
You under the mistletoe tree?
And then it's like, oh, surprise, it's Sage, not Rogue, and she, like touches the side of his head, and then 2 seconds later, he's like, I can see! And that is literally it. The next panel is, I think, Scott and Emma, and one of them is like, so it's really great that Gambit can see again. And then the next panel next to it is Prezzies! What?
That's all you need.
Whiplash? Anyone?
I just want to know, like, if Sage could do this the whole freaking time,
Why didn't she do it earlier?
why didn't she do it
Yeah.
earlier? Like,
Yes.
they just want to
Bad.
make him.
Bad friend. That's
They're
not a
just gonna
friend.
make him suffer for a little bit.
Yeah, that's not a
The
friend.
whole thing is just, it feels this whole period feels like it was a lot
I honestly
of,
think
like,
the intention was for him to be blind for longer, like realistically,
Yes.
and then I'm pretty sure they switched writers in the middle there, and they went a different direction. So rather than leave him blind because they didn't like that, they're just like, fix it, and then they continued on kind of without it. But it's a very abrupt. It's like an in-canon retcon immediately after that. It's
Yeah.
very weird.
I'm just thinking about when you were like, Cyclops, oh, isn't it great Gambit can see? I'm just seeing him sipping on coffee. Oh, isn't that great?
Yeah,
That's great.
we should have done that sooner. Oh well.
Yeah, exactly.
the whole thing feels like there were a lot of, okay, we're gonna do this. No, wait, we're not gonna do this. Hang on, fix that. Okay, we're gonna do this instead. Wait, no,
like
hang on, we're
pulling
gonna
him from
redo
both
this.
arms.
Well,
Yeah.
and then they also,
Yeah.
like, they made him, not only did they call him an idiot, like, they made him, like, during that arc when he was, like, blind and confused, at one point, like, he, like, swings his hand up and, like, hits Rogue, and everyone's like,
Yeah.
see, he's a domestic violence, like, he can't see!
See?
Like,
Yeah, he's,
Okay,
he's
so not
blind.
only can he not see, but again, because went through and reviewed this, literally her dialogue is, his fingers barely brushed me.
yeah.
That is what she literally says. So it wasn't even a hit. It looks, I think what happens is because like her powers are at full out of control at this point, like she cannot touch him without taking memories and whatever. So I think that it looks like he hit her, but it's more of a, oh shit, we have come into direct contact. It's a like surprise recoil because her dialogue is, he barely brushed me, but I'm already like seeing what he's
If
seeing,
it
which
were a
is
serious
nothing.
hit, like, if he actually made serious
Nothing.
contact with her, she would have zapped
Yeah.
him. Like, he would have been on the ground, and he wasn't.
Yeah.
So, clearly the contact was very limited. Otherwise, he would be an unconscious puddle on the floor, and then she'd be like, oh, I have all his
And-
memories now.
To be fair, he does accidentally punch her, which is
Yeah.
not great. That whole entire thing, he's basically portrayed as a buffoon. Like, he's aiming for
Yeah.
somebody else, but he can't see, so he just takes a blind swing and ends up, like, clocking her really hard. And then immediately feels bad about it, and I think runs out into traffic?
Yes.
Question mark?
Yes.
Because that's what you
Yeah,
do.
he clearly runs into traffic.
So,
But I don't know how much of that is set up to make it, like, that he's a buffoon, and how much of it is, like, he's obviously, like, he can't see, and that he doesn't know how, like, he's acting like he still can, kind of a thing.
yeah.
So, I don't know how much of it is, like, incompetence, and how much of it is just trying to show that he is not acting normally, because he can't see.
Yeah.
So
I just
can
don't
see where they may have been trying to write it to, like, show that he's impaired.
Yeah.
versus making him look like a dickhead, and they just didn't know how to nuance that.
And they
well
did the
enough.
latter, so...
Yeah, like I don't see him as a character with somebody that is like as trained well in fighting as we are going to discuss in I think next episode or future episode. One, taking a blind swing. That was not intended to be a pun, but it was. But so I heard it as soon as I said it.
Until after you said it.
As soon as I said it, I was like, that was a great choice of words, Liv. So. Yeah, I don't see him taking a swing that he's not confident in, and then ending up clocking somebody else entirely. Like, it just doesn't track. Like, that has always bothered me in that run.
Well, and he does not generally react with anger. Like, he's not the kind of character that lashes out. He's more methodical in his thinking. So again, that's either showing him out of character or trying to convey a change that puts him out of character. And again, I don't know how much of it is bad writing, and I don't know how much of it is intentional, because it's just, we're looking at it 20 years later. It's hard to get where the mindset was. But yeah, it's not a very good arc for him in general, except for the precog thing. The precog thing is something that we may get benefit out of later, obviously, but
Yeah.
Like, that's actually kind of cool, but...
in general, as a
thing is cool.
characterization, it's not
Yeah.
very good. But the power set that we get out of it has potential. Let's see, and where was the remote charging? That's another thing that was inconsistently used, and then the energy absorption. Again, we only saw that one time in Excalibur where he absorbed the missile, and we went into how the science behind that is weird, but kind of maybe plausible in the last episode. So there's a lot of stuff that he does that is inconsistently used, but it is still used at least more than once, with the exception again of the energy absorption thing. That is only used the once as far as I'm aware. The rest of the things, it's like here and there, or it's used like once every 10 years or so, but it's never like 100% abandoned. So with that, wrapping up for today brings us to our favorite game, Smash or Pass. I know it's Riley's favorite game. Riley just gets to judge us all. That's what happens. Is like he gets to judge and be like, you bitches are not normal. So would you like to start us off with...
The Fox Robin Hood just says that all, so...
Like the first episode, we went right there and there's been no redeeming.
Wow, okay.
This is where we're at.
Oh no.
I'm not alone.
Okay.
Though. I'm not alone.
No, you're not. There's a whole community.
There's a whole community.
Y'all ready? Y'all got your little signs?
I'm ready.
Okay. So Deathbit, the comic with the toxic fart hours. Smash or pass?
Smash.
I probably know why, but let's start let's start with Liv this time.
That was the fastest, by the way. We've all just been like Smash. Like the fastest.
I know, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I think we were all pretty... It was similar timing on all pass on New Sun. So, I mean, it's Leather Daddy Deathbit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I have a proper justification beyond that. It does something for me, okay? Don't judge me.
Oh my goodness. Oh no.
I can fix him.
Well.
That's what I was
I can fix him. Oh no.
Oh no.
That's my justification. Is like, I would Smash because, like Liv just said, I can fix him. I see, like, there's still good in him somewhere.
There's still good in him.
I know one way we can try to get it out. I'm not gonna say any further.
Pineapple.
Okay, let's just move on to Vonnie on that note.
Well, it's near Halloween time, so let's get into the spirit.
There you go.
Love that.
There you go.
There you go. Perfect.
It's on theme.
The most innocent answer right there. Love it.
That is
Love
definitely. Were you like, honestly, with the intention of like bringing up Leather Daddy Deathbit? Did you think that I was going to behave?
No.
No,
Never.
There's no way.
We expect
I
it.
try.
We expect it from
I
you.
try.
So.
It said Dave Marquez draws Leather Daddy Deathbit somehow. Maybe.
You're gonna explode.
Just imagine how quick that print'd sell out.
Oof.
Oh my god.
It's just Meg.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
Buy all of them.
Add to cart.
Wallpaper in my office with just
Yeah.
Leather Daddy Deathbit.
This is my
Yeah,
death
if my
room.
husband didn't have an issue before, he would probably have an issue then. He walked in like,
Yeah,
what
right.
is happening in here?
Wow.
Alright, to wrap up here, let's go with Charge the Card. This week for Charge the Card, we have the X-Men 97 Little People set, which came out last month for pre-order. It is shipping in October. They have not, I believe, specified a date. I believe in the UK it's already been here, because Vonnie, I believe, has hers.
What?
In the US, there's, I think, only through the through the direct website, some people are getting them. If you pre-ordered through any of the other vendors like Hot Toys or Big Bad Toy Store or
Entertainment Earth.
Entertainment Earth, there's a little delay on them. So I think they have to get the stock and then ship the stock. So there is some delays. They are slowly rolling out.
Yeah, I did get a shipping notification on mine. Mine was Entertainment Earth.
Okay. So they should be shipping at some point late September, early October, depending on where you're falling there. They are still up for pre-order and straight order now on, like I said, Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store, Argos. Is that how you pronounce that in the UK? Argos. And then through the actual site, the Mattel site themselves. So get those if you hadn't. They're adorable. I know it's very weird as a 40-something-year-old woman to buy a child's toy set, but the little Gambit is so freaking cute, and I just can't. I couldn't leave him.
Cute.
He's adorable. He's got his little
cards. He's got his little
cards. So damn cute. And they also have a Nightcrawler, Storm, and Wolverine, correct?
Yeah, and I think they're going to do a volume 2 that looks as if it'll have, like, I think, is it Rogue, Jean, Cyclops, and possibly Sentinel to make it the 8, because that's the 8 figures on the back. So that's what I'm thinking.
The little rogue. Oh.
I know.
So
okay, they know what they're doing, splitting them up into 2 sets.
Exactly.
They're going directly for my wallet.
Notice how they didn't split the summers up. Because, like...
Not fair.
Half the people that want the Scott want an Emma Frost figure for him. That's why. So, Jean is
Which is the
irrelevant.
lie.
It's not a lie. You know it's not a lie. That's why you all just were like, yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
I know.
was
That's why I
also
said, where's the lie?
far too wholesome of a product to talk about after coming off of Smash or Pass. Yeah.
You know, we have a range here, okay? We cover a range. But the little people are so damn cute that I can't just not buy them. And I want everyone to buy them because then they'll make more of them. So this is just me being like, make it happen, people. For ComicSpotting, the only thing we have out today on October 15th is Unbreakable X-Men #1, Rogue Storm #1. That's pretty much it. And again, we're moving into that Age of Revelation arc for 3 issues. So pick it up. It's only a short run, and then we go back to Uncanny X-Men in January. For ActorSpotting, we only have 1 convention appearance this month. It's going to be October 24th to 25th in Whippany, New Jersey at the Chill Out Expo, and that's going to be Tony Daniels, who was the voice of Gambit for, I think, maybe 2 whole episodes in X-Men 92, replacing where Chris Potter was unavailable. And again, I mentioned this before, but it makes me giggle every time. He's also the voice of Tony the Tiger, and it just my brain cannot wrap itself around that, so just know that. I mean, it's just making sure everybody knows that Tony the Tiger was Gambit for 2 episodes. I think it was just like the fairy tale one.
Oh.
And then there
He was in Graduation Day, and
in Graduation
the one
Day.
where Rogue goes to get Cannonball.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
He's in 3.
Ms. LeBeau. So he drops the Ms. LeBeau
Yeah.
line. That
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When's the honeymoon, Ms. LeBeau? That's what he said.
I think you actually just did it better than he did. I'm not going to say that. That was mean. However,
no.
still stands. So for next episode, in 2 weeks from now, we're going to go into Gambit's other abilities. Take that for what you will. So it's going to be less power set and more things that he does, like his acrobatics and his martial arts training and that kind of stuff. So prepare yourselves for that. Hopefully we won't get too tangenty. And thank you guys for staying along with us through this wild, crazy, very long ride into Gambit's power set. Have a good week, and we'll see you guys the next time. Bye!
Bye.
Bye.